up, guys? Freno1 here. Welcome to my review for Detective Conan, episode 893, The Mystery at the Michelin Star Restaurant. Alright, let's get straight into it, guys. This was a filler episode once again. So, nothing in the overall story to be excited about. So basically, the clue was from last week's episode was the Queen Mary Celeste ship, because the mystery was very similar to that. The Queen Mary Celeste ship was a ship from, I believe, the 1800s, where the ship's crew mysteriously just vanished. And the thin air is an unsolved mystery. No one knows what happened. Everything looked like everything was just plain normal, and then poof, they were gone. This mystery here was very similar in that Morty arrived at Cucina Aigo, a restaurant which he had made a booking for, walks in, and the first clue that we get is the car still making some noise. Right? We then walk in and find that there's a table of 5 as well as a table of 3 for Conan, Morty, and Ran, but the table of 5, they are all missing. They are all vanished. They can't all be in the bathroom for obvious reasons. We end up going around the counter and finding the chef on the floor, unconscious, with a curse sign basically stabbed in the door. We open the door to see footprints heading into the water. And then we see out a little bit further into the lake, basically some shoes floating. So the first clue is the car. Anyway, we end up going on, we get the police, everyone comes in, they start questioning, and eventually they start to put pieces together that these 5 are from a company called Honor Trading, and that the head chef, the chef there, is the son of someone that they framed, and he committed suicide because of the frame job, and basically stuff like that. So he planned to kind of take it on. He ends up taking off, running off, getting away, and leaving another curse sign. Conan ends up putting it together and figuring out that it leads to a warehouse, which was on a little bit further down the road. He ends up going there with Detective Takagechi, finding the 5 who were sitting there, and then we move on to actually finding the president. Towards the end of the episode, so one of the other clues that we found was on the jacket. There was a bit of glass stuck in the sleeve, as well as a wine stain. Conan looks in, there was no glass broken, so obviously nothing happened here. And one of the other clues was that the tiramisu, which is a dish. It's a sweet dish, it's a dessert dish, as we know. Going through the photos that we saw at the very beginning of the episode, these 5 always sat in a very specific way. But the person who always had the sweet was a guy and not the woman. Right, so when the chef came back and set everything up for Morty and everything, it was set up wrong. Anyway, we move on and we end up figuring out where the president is and where the son, Kuchiki, I believe that's how you pronounce it, the son, the head chef, has gone. We find him literally with a knife straight to the guy's throat, saying, da 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 da. Inspector McGuire and Morty and everyone run through, saying, oh, stop, 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 da 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 da. Conan puts Morty to sleep and therefore solves the case. The chef gets off with anything because technically he didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, he tied people up and the charges against him were dropped. The book that the president was grabbing out of the lockbox to go and destroy was then put into evidence, and then obviously him and the remaining 5 all got done for espionage or business crimes basically. So frame jobs and stuff like that. So he did end up getting his revenge, and basically that was the entire episode. A fairly simple episode, but honestly, guys, overall the clues were quite difficult to diffuse. Seeing just the camera, the phone having all the pictures, that was a clue. But if you didn't really put it together, you wouldn't really have figured it out. So I think that's one thing that they kind of missed out these last couple episodes within the anime is like they haven't really pushed the whole thing of this is a clue and kind of setting it up. You would have to be really, really paying attention to it to really notice this stuff. But at the same time, it was a pretty solid mystery. Like wasn't easy to solve. We pretty much knew the chef was behind. Was behind the missing 5 people, but the reasoning we didn't quite understand until we figured out that they couldn't get hold of the president and all that. Then we start, all right, this is more likely a revenge type thing. So the motive eventually became quite clear why he was doing this. It was just at first we didn't really fit figuring it all out, how he managed to get them there and all that. That was the hard part. Anyway, next week, guys, we're going to be going back to canon material. We're going to be getting a brand new introduction to a new character. And this character, he's interesting. I'm going to say that much. I'm not going to give too much for those of you who are anime-only watchers, but we're getting a brand new character that's going to be appearing in next week's episode. Next week's episode will be canon material. And it's an episode I am looking forward to. Either next week or in 2 weeks. I'm not 100% sure. Detective Conan, the anime is kind of very unreliable. It's either like bang, 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 or it's like bang, nothing, bang, nothing. I don't know. But if there's an episode next week, the next episode is going to be very interesting. Like I said, brand new character, canon material. It's going to be a pretty good episode. I do remember these chapters. It was a solid chapter. And it did have me stumped for a little bit when I was reading the chapters. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this will play out. Overall, the art and the animation was okay. Towards the end, we did get a lot of still frames, especially where Morty was solving the case. There was a still frame for probably a good 5, 6, probably the last minute was all still frames. So no real animation whatsoever, just still frames and things just kind of moving across slowly. That was it. Not much else besides that. That was a little bit disappointing. I would like to see maybe a bit more animation. Yeah, maybe even them just kind of like Maguire just kind of looking. That would have been a little bit more better rather than just still images. So animation not great, but overall not bad. Not horrible, but not great. You know, so it was more towards the bad this week. So yeah, overall, guys, for this episode, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. Like it was an average episode at best. Not much better. The mystery and the mystery of it is what kind of boosts its score up. The boosted score, it loses a few points because of the still frames towards the end of the episode. That was kind of like, man, I wanted a little bit more. But yeah, so that's why, guys, 2.5 stars. Average episode, not brilliant, not great, but not terrible either. It was just average, not neither good nor bad. Good mystery, not great animation, but hell, that's pretty much it. So hopefully next week with the canon episode, there'll be a lot more animation. It'll be a lot more cleaner, and it'll be a lot more interesting. Well, I know this next case is going to be interesting. I already know that. I'm just hoping that they do it justice. Anyway, guys, that is all for me. Let me know in that comment section below what you guys thought. Did you like it? Didn't like it? All that kind of jazz. And as always, smash that thumbs up, hit that subscriber, and dingle that bell. You know it needs a good dinging. And as always, guys, I'm Freno1. You guys are awesome. And I'll catch you guys with another review. Peace.